Good morning, students. Students, am I audible?
Sir.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Morning, sir.
Sir.
Morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Good morning. No problem. Right. Today we are going to discuss very interesting topic.
Good morning, sir.
What is herbarium and what is its preparation and what is its uses and what are the different types of herbaria which are situated various parts of the world. That is the topic that we are going to discuss, right? My dear students, first of all, let me take the definition of herbarium. Actually, herbarium is nothing but it's a collection of pressed plant specimen which are mounted on a specific sheet. That is called herbarium. What is herbarium? Yes, students. Herbariums are nothing but there is a collection of pressed plant specimen which are mounted on a specified sheet. If we take it, this is a sheet which is made of chart paper, right? In which the plants are collected, right? The plants are collected and which are pressed on a specified sheet by mounting along with the flower, fruit, seed, right, etc. So this is called a herbarium. This is a herbarium. It is also referred as a place where this collection of pressed plant species which are prepared and maintained for future studies, for research studies, right? That is called a herbarium. Now, herbarium is not only it's a collection of pressed plant species which are mounted on a specific sheet, but it is also considered, it is also referred as a place where these dried specimens are prepared and maintained for future studies or research work. So that is called a simply herbarium. So there are two definitions for herbarium. Now, one is that it's nothing but it's a collection of pressed plant species. That means the plant materials are collected along with the seeds or a flower or fruit from various places, right, by the people, and which are pressed by using of old newspaper and which are mounted on a specific sheet. So there is a chart paper which is available like a herbarium sheet. Now this sheet is used for labeling this herbarium, I mean the dried plant species which are mounted at a specific sheet, so that is called a herbarium. Herbarium is not only a collection of plant species, but also it is referred as there is a collection of plant species which are available in a place that is called a herbarium. Now, dear students, did you understand what is herbarium?
Yes, sir.
Actually, herbarium is nothing but simply I can say the plants are collected. First of all, what is collected? The plants are collected. The plants are collected. Okay, the second one, which are pressed by using of newspaper. The plants are collected and pressed. Third one, which are mounted, and labeled. On a specified sheet on a specified sheet. That is called a herbarium. That is the first definition of herbarium. Simply, the plants are collected which are pressed by using of old newspaper, which are these dried specimens are mounted, and these mounted specimens are which are labeled on a specific sheet. That is called a herbarium. Now, herbaria is a plural for herbarium is a singular. Herbaria is a plural and a herbarium is a singular. So the first definitions are nothing but there is a collection of plants are preserved in a specific sheet, right? By using several techniques. So that is called a herbarium. And not only that, collection of plant species which are mounted in a specific sheet, but also it is referred as an institute where these dried specimens are maintained. First of all, these dried specimens are prepared and maintained, which are produced or supplied throughout the world for research or future studies related to ecological studies, anatomical studies, morphological studies, and taxonomical study. So that is called a herbarium, right? So simply you can understand herbarium is a collection of dried plant species which are mounted in a specific sheet. It is also referred as an institute. It is also referred as an institute. An institute where the dried specimens are produced, right? So now I am going to show you the herbarium. How is it herbarium? As I said, now this is a right example of herbarium, right? Dear student, please understand. It is an herbarium, right? Now here you can see this is a plant material which are collected from various places or any place. Now this herbarium which encloses all the data. Simply name of the collector, that means the plant where it is collected, and the dried specimen, how it is presented by using old newspaper, and these specimens are maintained or mounted on a specific sheet, and this specific sheet contains the dried specimen which are labeled, and it is where it is collected, then who collected, when it is collected, data collection, a time for collection, locality, country, state, region, all the data are available in the given box of herbarium sheet. So that is called a simply herbarium. That's why I mentioned herbarium is not nothing but it is not only collection of dried plant species, it is also referred as institute where the dried specimens are maintained, are produced, or prepared, or supplied, right? So I like to mention very largest herbarium. Now this is a Royal Botanical Garden. It is one of the largest herbarium, right? So Kew Herbarium. So this is a place where you can see the preparation of such a herbarium, and all the data are available regarding this plant. What we are going to collect, and what we are going to press, what we are going to mount, and what we are going to label on a specific seed. So that is called a herbarium. So dear students, I have given two kinds of definition. The one is dried specimens are produced right on a specific seed, and another one is the dried specimens are prepared and orderly arranged and maintained in an institute that is called that is also called as herbarium, right? Dear student, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Plants are collected, which are pressed and mounted in a specific seed. That is one definition. And on the another definition, the dried specimens are prepared and maintained. So if we go to London, you can see the largest herbarium. As I said, herbarium is not only a collection of plant species, it is also referred as an institute where the dried specimens are maintained, right? That is also considered to be as a herbarium, right? Madesh, what's the doubt? The rising hand. Madesh, are you there in class?
Yes, sir.
What's the doubt?
Yes, sir.
The rising.
Yes, sir.
What's the doubt?
Not doubt, sir.
What?
Not doubt, sir.
Then you are raising just your hands.
Sir.
Your name indicates in Zoom class with the question man. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
What's the doubt?
Not doubt, sir.
Very good. So as I said, this is a collection of plants which are mounted in a specific. So that is a difference between herbarium and herbarium. They're not only plant species, but also it is a okay. Then what are the steps are involved in herbarium and what are the basic procedure? Actually, when we prepare a herbarium is nothing but it's a collection of plant species. Okay. In that, there are some steps are there, right? Talking about herbarium, there is a preparation. In which some basic steps are involved. The first one is a collection of plant species or plant collection. The first step is a plant collection. Dear student, please understand the first step is a plant collection. Second one, preparation of document or documentation. Documentation of plant species. Documentation of plant species. That is the second step. Third one, preparation. Third one is a preparation. Then fourth step, molding process. Then fifth step is labeling process. Labeling or label, herbarium labeling. Then finally, we can take a protection. I mean preservation. So these are all the steps are involved in the preparation of herbarium, right? Dear students, if you want to prepare herbarium from any plant, you have to follow some steps. What are the steps? Let me once again indicate. The first one is a plant collection. It means plant materials are collected from either from herbaceous or shrubs or tree, or in your locality, or in your district, or in your state, or in your country, or from any other country, or from any other state, or from any other district, or from any other locality. Simply the plant material or collected. The fresh leaf branches or plant branches or twigs Plants are collected along with the flower or fruit or seed. The plant materials are collected. That is the first step. Then the collected plant materials which are documented on a specific sheet. You mentioned what are the steps are involved, dear students? Firstly, we discussed the definition of herbarium and the meaning of herbarium that we discussed, in which some steps are involved. Could you mention the steps, dear students?
Plant connection.
Plant collection,
Very
documentation of species,
Preparation.
preparation
Of
preparation,
specimen,
process,
mounting
Mounting, labeling, protection.
Protection of herbarium sheets against mold and insects.
And finally, protection. These
Protection.
stored and mounted on a specific sheet, which is going to be protected in a storehouse by using some chemical agent. So simply I can say the place where herbarium is prepared and maintained, that is called a storehouse. There you can see a number of plant species that encloses all the data, the binomial, family, genus, and species. So all the data which are related to a particular species that is maintained, which is preserved by using some chemical agent. So that is called a herbarium, right? So some steps are involved. Okay, let me take the first one is a plant collection, right? So plant collection in which you have to collect some plant specimens. So in order to press, what is the first step? Dear student, what is the first step?
plant collection,
Plant collection.
Plant collection. Very good. And the plant collections are after collecting the plants, take a press. Take a press which is made up of wooden bags. Take a press. Wooden press. It is called simply wooden press. So there are two wooden boxes taken along with the old newspaper also taken. Old newspaper. Right. So when we open the knots of roof, we can get two wooden boxes. The size of the wooden box is 18 inch. Right, along with the 12. That means 12 inches width and 18 inches height. So this is a size of wooden press. Because when we collect any plant, now if you collect a plant, when the plants are collected, right? This is a plant. Fresh plant materials are collected along with an inflorescence or flower, right? We have to press these plants by using an old newspaper. What is taken in second step? Old newspaper is taken in which the plant materials are transferred. Dear students, do you understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
First of all, plants are collected, which are pressed.
Pressed by the old newspaper.
Take a old newspaper in which the collected plant materials, which are spread out. Understand?
Yes, sir.
After this,
Yes,
the
sir.
old newspaper, it is to be folded, it is to be covered. Let us cover the newspaper on the plant material. Dear student, kindly cooperate. After transferring, the first step is plant materials are collected. And second step is the plant materials are spread out on the newspaper. In third step is the plant materials are covered by this old newspaper. It is totally covered. So like that, collect 10 different plant species. 10 different plants are collected. Approximately, I'm saying, just in order to understand, just collect 10 plant material. Every plant material are spread out on the old newspaper. On one side of the newspaper and the another side of newspaper, you have to cover them. So like that, you have to collect a new plant material which are spread out on the newspaper and cover the newspaper. So like that, all these 10 collected and spread out plant material on the newspaper which are arranged one above another. After arranging these 10 plant material which are arranged by or covered by old newspaper, which are left out in the plant press or wooden press. After keeping these 10 plant material covered by old newspaper in between these two wooden bags, right? The wooden bags are simply opened and the ropes are taken out. The plant materials are inserted just upper side and the lower side of the plant press. After keeping at the center, just tie the wooden press by using rope. Now these plant press should be left on for 24 hours. After 24 hours, the very next day, take another 10 newspaper and you have to transfer the plant material spread out on the newspaper. As I said, every newspaper consists of a plant material. Like that, there will be 10 newspaper consisting 10 different plant material. Understand? These 10 plant material are spread out by covering newspaper which are transferred to another newspaper on next day. Again next day, open the newspaper and you can see the plant material which releases few amount of water. And the surface of the leaf and nature of the stem and nature of the flower which are going to be presented on the one newspaper. And next day, when we transfer these pressed plant material which are transferred to another newspaper. When we transfer these 10 different plant material to another newspaper, what will happen? The plant material which are fixed with the help of water on the newspaper, which are going to be prevented, right? So when we do this kind of preparation day by day, after 10 days or a week, when we do continuously, the plant material transferred from one newspaper to another newspaper and all the collections are inserted in between these two wooden presses, and again it is tied, which is left off on an undisturbed place for 24 hours. Again open the knot of rope and open the newspaper which is consisting of simply the plant material. Again these 10 different plant materials are transferred to another newspaper. Again they are collected and pressed in the wooden box by tying off a rope. Again these knots are open and wooden box are taken out and the plant materials are taken out. So when we do continuously this kind of preparation for 10 days, finally what will happen is totally the water content in the plant material are totally which are going to be lost. So finally we get the dried plant species. That's why I said herbarium is a collection of pressed dried plant species which are mounted on a specific seed. So the first step is a collection of plant material, right? This is the first step. After pressing the plant material, what will happen is the plant material completely release this water content. So finally, we get the plant material as it is very dried. So that's why I said it's a collection of pressed. The second step is a pressed and dried specimen. These dried specimens are mounted on a specific site. After mounting, these are dried specimen on a mounting on a specific site, which are going to be labeled. Right? What is it? Stem, leaf, inflorescence, or any other character to be labeled. And not only that, where it is collected, who collected, date of collection, locality, country, state, etc. All the data, and along with the scientific name. What is its genus name? What is its species name? Then what is its family? Then what is its order? Then what is its series? So all the data are related to a particular plant, which are collected and given in the boxes, right? So that is called a herbarium. Now, students, hoping that you can understand, right? So far we have taken second step. Collection, preparation is over, and next mounting is also over. As I said, there are different stages are there, right? Plant collection, documentation, preparation, mounting, labeling. And next we pass on to protection. Actually, protection is nothing but the plant specimen which are preserved in a storehouse. So when we preserve even 1 month, what will happen? The preserved material or the stored material which are going to be affected by some insects. Or some insects, some pests may cause damage to the even when we preserve even old newspaper in our cupboards, right? Cupboard is there in your home, right? So when we preserve for long, what will happen? The newspaper or the plant material, it is possible to be affected, to be made damage. So in order to prevent such a damage from the insects, pests, or fungus or bacteria or from any other organism, we have to use some chemical agent. They are 2% of mercury chloride. Mercury chloride. Right? This mercury chloride, what is the role of these 2% of mercury chloride? This mercury chloride, which is considered to be as a fungicide or pesticide, it is going to protect this herbarium with the effect of or attack of pests, insects, and fungus. Not only that, one more fungicide is also used, that is DDT. DDT. And one more thing, that is Nabdolene. 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 And one more, formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. It is also used for protection. Formaldehyde. Right? So these are all the fungicides, or simply mercury chloride. Which of the following used to preserve a metallic sheet? That is a 2% of mercury chloride, TDT, trichloroethyl, DDT, naphthalene, formaldehyde, which are used to prevent, which are used for prevention of attack of insects, pests, and fungus. Right? So that is the role of various chemical agents which are involved in protection of herbarium. Right? Okay, next we pass on to what are the uses of herbarium, right? So before that, the standard size of herbarium. I'm talking about standard size of herbarium sheet. Now this is a herbarium sheet after a preparation of a dried specimen by using a press, plant press or wooden press and dried specimen, right, which are mounted in a specific seed. So when we preserve in the herbarium sheet, right, now the plant materials are present, right? Okay, the plant material are dried in nature, right? After preparation of this plant material, like a herbarium, as I said, it's a collection of plant species which are preserved, maintained, and a specific seed. Now this is a herbarium sheet. Okay, in the herbarium sheet, what are the data are available? First of all, its genus name. First of all, it's a scientific name. If it is hibiscus rosa sinensis, you got right. The scientific name is hibiscus rosa sinensis. That is the binomial should be mentioned in the box. First one. Then what is its family? Name of the family. I'm talking about all the data should be there in the box. A family is always a family. Just in order to understand, right? I'm taking hibiscus rosa sinensis flower. It is called in English Chinese rose. It is called in Tamil Sambardi, right? Then what is its order? Then date of collection. Who collected? Who collected? Then date of collection, then locality, then country, the district, state, all the data should be there in the box. So this is called a herbarium. This right, I can say it is called a herbarium. Okay, what is a standard size of herbarium sheet? Actually, herbarium sheet is a 49 centimeter in height. into 29 centimeter. The standard size of herbarium sheet is 41 centimeter height and 29 centimeters width. So simply I can say 41 into 29 centimeter. That is a standard size of herbarium, right? Standard size of herbarium sheet. 41 centimeter is a height and 29 centimeter is a width. So please understand. That is very important area. Please understand, right? Standard size of herbarium sheet is a 41 into 29 centimeter. So this is a herbarium. The dried specimens are mounted on a specific seat. Not only that, it is also referred as the storehouse or a place or institute where the dried specimens are maintained and then prepared. Okay. What is its uses? What are the uses of herbarium? Dear student, it is very important area. Please understand. I'm talking about what is the uses of herbarium. As I said, it is a collection of dried species, right? The plant material. It provides the resource material. The first point, it provides a resource material. For research studies, research work, and then future studies. So simply herbarium which provides resource raw material for research work and future studies. Second point, as I said, it is a storehouse where you can see that plants are orderly arrangement of voucher specimen, right? You can see the plant materials are orderly arranged. Second point, The plant materials are orderly arranged. By any system of classification, whether natural system or artificial system or a biological system of classification. So all the dried specimens are arranged in orderly sequence according to any system of classification, whether it should be arranged by a natural system of classification or artificial system or a biological system or any other system of classification, right? It should be arranged in an orderly sequence of voucher specimen. Voucher specimens are nothing but the plant materials are collected and dried which are mounted in a specific seed. Third point. The voucher specimen serves as a simply reference. It is also used as a reference for future studies. It is also used as a reference for future studies, right? The dried specimens. Suppose if hibiscus sinensis has been lost, has been eradicated or disappeared in the world. So the dried material which are collected and stored in a herbarium house, right? So it is going to bring out all the characteristic features, right? That's why the voucher specimen may be used as a reference for future studies. And one more thing, this voucher specimen also used for, it also plays an important role in floristic studies. This is also important for floristic study. Floristic studies. And the ecological studies. One more thing, ecological studies. And the environmental assessment or ecological assessment. The next point, it is also provides an opportunity for making a documentation. It also provides the sources, or it also provides an opportunity for the herbarium collectors to make a documentation. So this is a uses of herbarium. Simply can understand the dried specimens are considered as herbarium, and simply herbarium which provides resources, material for research work and future studies. Second point, the herbarium is not only is dried specimen, it is also a place where you can see orderly arranged main plants of voucher specimen. Talking about voucher specimen, it also serves as a reference for future studies, right? Regarding any field of science. And this dried the voucher specimen also plays an important role in the study of flower, I mean the floristic studies and ecological studies and the environmental assessment and any field of science, right? And herbarium which also provides an opportunity to the collectors, I mean the plant collectors, for making a documentation, right? Documentation that encloses all the data, country, state, district, even a city or locality, a data collection, timing of collection, all the data are available, right? So this is a uses of herbarium. Okay, now I am going to show you some international and national herbarium. In beginning itself, I said herbarium is also considered to be as it is also referred as an institute where the dried specimens are available. That is called a herbarium, right? So now I'm going to show you some international herbarium. So this is a Royal Botanical Garden, right? Which is the largest herbarium. And this Royal Botanical Garden was established in the year of 1840, no, 18. I'm talking about Royal Botanical Garden. Herbarium of Royal Botanical Garden, right? It encloses almost. It was established in the year of 1760. It was established in the year of 1760, but it was opened in the year of 1841. Officially it was opened in the year of 1841. This is the largest herbarium, right? So it consists of almost 14,000 trees. And almost it consists of 30,000 different species. Different plants are available in the herbarium of Royal Botanical Garden is situated in London. If you go to London, you can see the name of the herbarium is a Kew. I'm talking about the Kew Herbarium. It is a non-departmental body, right, of London that encloses 30,000 different plant species which are preserved. In addition that, it also possesses 7 million preserved specimens. 7 million, just imagine. 7 million preserved specimen. 7 million preserved specimens are available in Royal Botanical Garden, right? In addition to that, 175,000 documentation are printed. 175,000 species are available in the form of printed documentation. Just imagine, printed documentation, right? So in addition to that, all these 175,000 plant species which are available printed along with the photographs, illustration, along with the photographs, illustration, catalog, etc. books, and different catalogs are also available regarding Royal Botanical Garden, because I might say this is the largest herbarium in the world. Royal Botanical Garden is the largest herbarium in the world, right? Which of the following is known as the largest herbarium? That is the question, right? So if it is asked, just you get to understand. And one more thing, I'm going to show you some important herbarium. So thank you for joining, my dear student. Almost our time is over, and just I'd like to review. Today we discussed what is herbarium and what is the definition of herbarium that we discussed, right? Dear students,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
herbarium in the world. It is the largest herbarium, Royal Botanical
Royal
Garden.
Botanical Garden.
Royal Botanical Garden. And one more herbarium I'm going to show you that you can understand, right? There are different herbarium. I'm talking about the national and the international herbarium. The second largest herbarium I'm going to show you. This is one of the largest herbarium. One of the largest herbarium. Paris Museum, right? This is one of the largest herbarium. Museum National d'Historia. That is the name of the herbarium. If you go to Paris, you can see this is also one of the largest herbarium. And one more herbarium I am going to show you. Komarov Botanical Garden. If you go to Russia, you can see Komarov Botanical Institute. It is a place where you can see the collection of plant species. This is also one of the largest herbarium in the world. Komarov Botanical Institute, which is situated in St. Petersburg, right? It is situated in St. Petersburg in Russia. If you go to Russia, you can say Leningrad. So this is the name of the herbarium, Komarov Botanical Institute. The place where the dried specimen, I mean the herbarium also prepared and maintained, right? Okay, one more herbarium I'm going to show you that you can understand. If we go to New York, this is also one of the largest herbarium. New York Botanical Garden is situated in USA, right? This is also very interesting, right? Herbarium. And one more herbarium I'm going to show you just to see. In Paris. This is also largest herbarium. So these are all the international herbaria. What about the Indian herbarium? If you go to West Bengal, the largest herbarium of Indian Botanical Garden. That is the largest herbarium in India. It is also known as a Central National Herbarium, right? This herbarium which comes under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. That is also very interesting one, right? In Tamil Nadu, talking about Tamil Nadu, one of the largest herbarium, that is Botanical Survey of India. If you go to Coimbatore, you can see Botanical Survey of India, which is the largest herbarium. This is a Botanical Survey of India, which is situated in Coimbatore, largest herbarium, right? So thank you for joining, my dear students. Thank you. Sometimes the question may be asked, right, about the uses of herbarium. Now I am going to give you a home assignment. Please take them. What is herbarium? Second one, write about the uses of herbarium. Write the steps involved in herbarium preparation. So thank you for joining.